All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's just start this off with what a day. It was crazy. We went straight up and then came straight down. There's some China news and stuff like that. I want to kind of recap that. There was some crazy earnings after hours. I'm so mad we missed ANET. The chat was awesome today. But I'm going to talk about the Powell put because that was the name of today. And yesterday we talked about it. If you guys aren't aware, the Federal Reserve, they didn't raise interest rates, but they made some changes and the stock market reacted. So this is our live stream. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Make sure you are subscribed here. It's going to be in the comments and pinned to the chat. But where is the chat here? Where's Mr. Chad? Hold on. Yeah, dang. I thought I had it up. I exited out. This is the replay because we just got off live. We were on for about 7 hours today. We go before market open till close, and we watched some of the earnings come out, but you could even watch the recap. So if you guys go to the trading channel, it's literally youtube.com/the stock market. You can watch every single trading day. There should be a chat replay you could see again, and that is a tool. So you guys look, how can I find stocks? How can I know what's going on? There's all the news sources. We have those videos on this channel. Just search it, but at the same time, you could use the chat. Chad is a very helpful person. So go there, look for Chad. You'll be guided from there. And also, drop a like on this video. But I'm going to share the Powell put with you. And we had this call. I don't know if you guys are familiar. And that's why, too, this video is going to be short. And I'm going to share with you a song that explains everything. If you know, you know. But like I was saying, I accidentally clicked Cognizant. And it was like their earnings release. And people were saying buyout news. Some crazy stuff, actually, with them. They dropped. We actually got some puts. So watch how that plays out. And watch the watch list. We're posting one tonight on this channel at 7 p.m. But we do an 11 at 11 call. So I don't know if you could. I'm telling you, just go because you don't want it. Options you could lose so fast quickly. You don't want to put these big positions in and be down 20-30% of your account, and you only get 5 plays. I'll make 5 plays in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. So if you're putting $200 on a $1,000 account, you literally only get to play 5 plays. But if you took that same $1,000 and did $20 at a time, you get 50 plays. Think about that for a second. That means you have to go 1 for 50 on $20 positions. All right. So that's a clip from it, and that's a good point I want to even talk about. I'm going to talk about in this video the $20 options because I made that point. But what I did want to say was give me a call tomorrow. I want you guys to tune in. So if you guys aren't aware, if you want to talk to me and get on the phone, follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. It's in the description of this video, and shoot me your phone number and we'll call you there and you could talk. You're going to have an audience. That's the only downside, but everybody's pretty awesome. Shout out to chat. But to that options point, I don't need the video for that. With small accounts, so before I talk about the Powell put, if you are trading options, understand this. Even what I said there, you do want to play small. You don't want to go too big with options, but at the same time, this was another thing, it's a double-edged sword. You also want to make sure you guys aren't playing super far out of the money plays that are really cheap and meet your budget and criteria. But if you buy them at the wrong time, like if you go and buy a weekly, these are like 3 cents, or like take these for 2 cents, for example, it's a 220 and it expires on Friday. Even though you could buy 10 of those contracts for $20, you're not going to make money. And I promise you that in no way, shape, or form, unless Apple hits 220. And why I say it like that is because the odds of that are really low. I mean, the market can rip up tomorrow, and Apple could go back there. It hit 216 after the earnings, but with all the stuff going on, if you know a little bit, it's just really unlikely. So, you have to factor in that there's a reason why it's so cheap. So understand that you still got to snipe, and you can't just arbitrarily buy stuff. So that's tips. So even watching the stream, so you guys could learn to use the information better and trade better, because I don't want to see you guys buying worthless options just because you see a play and you're trying to fit it within your budget, but it's just the worst option you could buy. The best advice, some of you guys, if you've seen big losses and you're not seeing your options trading go as you planned, your Robinhood, anything, I'm telling you right now, just listen to me. Go 3 months out minimum. Don't buy anything less than 3 or 6 months out on your contracts, and you will see a big difference. It is really going to negate the time factor
comparatively to weeklies. Does it get rid of it? No. Again, you'll still learn a thing or two about the theta holding those, but at the same time, it's going to be better and at least keep you guys in the game longer. And that's the whole point. By playing small in this, you could lose money really, really fast in options, and you could make money really fast. But with the losing part, I'm more concerned about that, and your attitude should be focused on that and not making the money as much if you want to be a successful trader. But focus on what you could lose and be smart about how you're playing your plays, control the budget size, and don't just arbitrarily buy stuff. And the best, I'll give you another, I've been dropping some knowledge bombs on you. So if you've been watching the videos, holding it down, here you go. I'm being serious. This is the easiest thing. Go take a Post-it note, put it on your screen. You could take two if you'd like. And you could say, one, why am I buying it? That's not the most important thing, believe it or not. That's surprisingly. And I know we even had a funny phone call with that. But the next Post-it, or this is really the main one, it should say, why is this contract this price? Or why is it this expensive or cheap? Why is this contract 3 cents is what I'm saying. Why is it that price? You should ask yourself that. And guess what? You should ask yourself that and come to the chat and ask the chat, say, hey, why is it priced like this? And see what other people have to say. And you could hear what I have to say if we have time to answer and if I get to it. Usually I will. It depends. Throw out something interesting. I scan the chat. I use the chat as one of my scanners. So you guys ask me what I use. I told you that's that. But you have to ask yourself because there's a reason why it has that price. It's either cheap for a reason or it's expensive for a reason. Coming into earnings, why are these so expensive? There's earnings coming up. Or this happened to the stock. Or why is this so cheap? Because this happened, or it's unlikely in this. So ask yourself, because you guys have to understand when the expert, that's why I said, but avoid the weeklies in general. But there's options on this chain that mean nothing. Like, why is there so many of these? What's the difference between this option and this? You don't really have to know the difference, just the fact that they're worthless. Once you really understand what you're buying, it's like, is Apple going to drop 50% on Friday? No, but then why is it there? It's there to be there. Somebody's willing to make a market. 583 of these have been purchased. That's $583. Somebody's willing to take that risk and agree to it. But that's why I'm saying, if you're uninformed and I guess uninitiated, so welcome to the cult, my friend, you're not going to understand what this is, and you're going to buy one of these just because it's cheap thinking. So just be careful with that. That's that. And now back to the economics. And right, you guys see right here, I forgot this is still up here, but that's the Apple gains. So I'm down on that. Remember, we're doing the push-ups, but I haven't taken or realized anything yet. I should have realized the gain. We're going to go over that on the watch list tonight. But the Powell put. So I said I've tried to make this video quick, but I talked too much. That was the whole point of this. I figured I could drop it in a minute. You guys say I talk a lot, so here is a nice little rendition giving you some insight to the Powell put. That was the title of the stream today. For those who don't know, this is the digestion, and we're going to talk about it on the watch list because this is going to affect our plays and going to have an effect. So we want to take a look at that. But after the Fed reported, the market dropped a lot, and you see where it's going now, and it looked good today, but it looked like just a big bounce and drop ever since the Fed. So what is going to happen this week and all that, but people call it the Powell put, and people have different interpretations. So what do you think is your interpretation? Post it below, and if you want this SoundCloud song link, it's there below if you want to bump it. But lastly, I think what else is there? Oh yeah, I was going to ask you guys, what do you think it means? Because some people think the Powell put means that Powell is there to save the market in some way, that the Powell puts there is that we already know what to expect, so he's going to come in and do something with it. But my take of the Powell put is that they're saying it's Jerome, ever since Powell came in, his policy from the beginning, the tightening, kind of, I don't want to say ignorance. He's a very, very, I like Jay Powell. I'm kind of a fanboy, low key. But his policy coming forward, it's always been very stringent and tightening, and that's what led to these drops in October. And then finally, he was willing to capitulate, or what they call it, and change up his view. And that's where the markets, started to kind of bounce and react, but they kind of dropped first initially. So that is my version of the Powell put. It's just the policy of the Fed, and people saying that the Fed is going to come in and it's not really essentially going to be the cause of a crash, isn't going to be the economics more so than it is going to be monetary policy and how that affects debt and interest rates and even currencies all across the globe. Because I believe there's some, you'll hear it in the song, it goes back even from the Great Depression all the way down to even like at various times between, the 70s all the way through the 90s and early 2000s, where there's been Fed policy errors that, despite the economy and other things being good, policy error can cause it could cause a downward cycle, or it could cause the recession, essentially. So that is what my rendition of the Powell put is, or my take. You will hear the rendition now. So let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and stay Colty, baby.
You ain't never seen anything like that. It's a power put called Howard Schultz. I think I need some coffee quick. You don't like me, hop off my dick. I know it's sounding ominous. The markets drop apocalypse, but I'm just using common sense. The same thing happened once before. I'm talking 1936 or 32 through 38. Markets then employment rates. The Marxists say the system breaks. The rights I said is because trade. The left side blames the word that said. The Russians in a election. Historical recession trade. Come and see Republican. The opposite of pro is con. So Congress, what is going on? They won't tell us what's going on. So I'ma show you through a sign. We fucked if budgets take too long. We put some sanctions on Iran, but that don't mean the problem's gone. But wait, who said it's a problem? Yeah. Think about that for a sec. Are we gonna pay the debt? Keep the AAA credit. Get the people all fed. Get the people all messed. Till the people all dead. Do we really need the Fed? Trade the freedom in for cash. Freedom for a double tap. Trade the freedom for a Mac. I'ma leave it at that. It's a power put called W. Bush. We need to start a war real quick. Our top export is armaments. The land of free that sells the death. The blood and money in a sec. But that won't make you not invest. Cause Bowen hit record profits. And I'ma get that divvy check.